So Huxley had his first karate lesson. He's about 4.5 years old now. And I just feel the need to brag about how awesome he is. My son, I think, is incredibly intelligent. I wouldn't even consider him to be a shy person, but he's definitely someone who needs to observe and really process things before he jumps in. And so we took him to karate 2 days ago, and at first he just watched, and I tried to encourage him. I said, you know, it's okay to be nervous, it's okay to be afraid. I don't think we should let that stop us. Like, let's just stand inside the room, and we can hang out in the back of the room, but I want you to be a part of it. And he wasn't into that, and he's like, I'm just gonna watch. And I was like, okay, how about you participate in the class, but here in the waiting room, because there's these big glass mirrors. And he goes, okay. And so he started to do like his push-ups and stuff in the waiting room with all the adults, and they thought it was cute. And I was like, okay, that's fine if that's what you need right now. And the teacher comes out, and he's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, I'm gonna do it out here. And that to me, the teacher's like, well, I can't help you. Or like, he's like, no, come on. And Huxley just looked at him and was like, no, I'm gonna do it out here. And at first, as an adult, you start to feel this panic of like, you know, like, I want to make sure my kid, I don't want to be embarrassed by my kid. And then I had this moment of like, that is so cool that my 4-year-old had the confidence to look at this adult stranger he'd never met before and be like, this is where I'm going to stay, and this is okay. You can't make me do what I don't want to do, you know? And I didn't view that as like a rebellious thing. I reviewed it as very much like a confident thing, because even as adults, we have to know our limits and respectfully like set by them. And so the teacher said, okay, fine, let's go out here. And so he took Huxley out into the other room and gave him pretty much like a 10-minute private on his own, and Huxley really responded well. And when Huxley was done, I said, do you want to join the class now? And he goes, no, I want to go home. And I go, okay, can we come back again and try joining the class tomorrow? And he goes, yes. And so we go home, and the next day I pick him up, and he goes, I'm going to join the class today. And he joined the class. And the thing that's so cool is that the class was mixed levels, and I had talked to the teacher before about that, being nervous about, you know, him being with like a 13-year-old. And the teacher said that he finds that actually it's more beneficial when they all kind of are mixed and joined together. And I thought, okay, like, all right. And I was a little nervous about Huxley. He has in the past, like growing up, it's a little bit different now, but like so much as a toddler, you know, he's the kid who is very sweet to other kids, but if a big kid runs by him and accidentally pushes him, he will feel victimized in that sense. And so I was like, okay, this might not go well, but we'll find out. And so he jumps in the class, and there's like 13 kids, and he is for sure the youngest. All kids are probably at least 5, 5.5, and all the way up to probably 13, I would say, or 12. And he's definitely also the smallest in the class. And it's his first one. And in the whole line of people, he ended up in the back. So like every time the kids would come around to do their thing, he would always be the spotlighted one. And so I can feel, because I get prone to anxiety, and I remember a few traumatizing moments as a kid in those circumstances. So for me, I was like, oh, I'm just getting so nervous, because there were so many situations, you know. And then he's so cute, and he's so committed. He's such a good student, and he listens and observes and like gets really into it, to the point where everyone giggles. Like the parents are giggling, and the kids are giggling, because he's so dang cute. And then I was like, you know, like here he is thinking that everyone's laughing at him. And so I was just getting so nervous. But he took the whole class, never seemed like, there was one moment where he kind of looked like I think he was getting physically tired, but I was a little bit like, I'm waiting for him to come out and be like, I want to go home, these kids are laughing at me. But he did the class, and he had so much confidence. There was one thing where all the kids were jumping over this huge bag to kick something, and there's no way he could do it. But he yells out, he goes, I'm gonna be fast like my daddy. And he just goes for it, and he falls, and all the kids start laughing, and he gets up, and he's like, I'm gonna do it again. And I was just like, oh my gosh, my son is amazing. And so yeah, he finished the class, and he comes out, and I'm like, wow, Huxley, you did the whole hour, and you participated. And I applauded him for all his effort and all the like how respectful he was to the teacher and all this stuff. And he goes, Mom, I want to stay for the second. And he stayed for the entire second hour of class. And then he comes out again for the third. And he goes, Mom, I want to stay for the third hour. And he's 4.5. And I go, I'm so sorry. I love that you are enjoying this. This next class is for the adults and stuff, so we have to go home and go to bed. But we will come back. And so here we are. We'll see how long this all lasts. And I'm never going to pressure him. So if he just like, I did my thing and it's time for me to be done with karate, then we're done with karate. But I'm just in awe of just how awesome my son is.
What's C5?